How are we doing, everybody? We're live, I think. Let us know in the chat if you can hear us okay. So, didn't expect to be live right now, but a little bit of time presented itself, so I figured we'd go for it. And we're going to do a really cool flight today from Tokyo, and we're going over to Yeosu, I think I'm pronouncing that right, in South Korea. So Orbx were gracious enough to reach out, and they offered us a chance to check out the scenery from Fly2High. So you might have seen on the channel we've done a video on it already, but I kind of figured it'd be nice to do a live stream to there as well. Getting slightly worried, my mouse just flashed red at me as if it's about to run out of battery, so that's never good. That's never good. But there we go. Also, I'm going to try and give New Sky a go. Because in order to create a VA, virtual airline, you have to have at least one flight in New Sky. So, we're going to do a free flight. Don't mind me, I'm just typing in stuff into New Sky. I should have done this before I went live, really. Alright, so I think that's New Sky happy. I think. So the idea is that we can get a virtual airline on the go. That'd be quite cool. Then you guys can fly along as well. Who have we got in the chat then? Trivix is here. Stanville, how you doing? You made your first VATSIM flight. Amazing. How'd it go? That's cool. Hey, Jaffa. Alright, so I think New Sky's all set up. It says it's connected to the sim. So I guess that's alright. This could all go very wrong. Right, let's jump inside. Let's get things set up. So we're just running on some ground power at the moment. Let me show you the route. It's quite a cool route we're taking today. So here we are, RJTT, that's Tokyo. I'll show you exactly where we are. We are at stand 60. And our plan is we're going to taxi back onto Romeo, then take Echo 9 onto Charlie, and then possibly Charlie 12, jump on the runway using 16 left, at which point we will depart Tokyo on the Ninox 3 departure, which takes us on a little route around the bay. And then at Ninox, I imagine the plane's going to default wanting us to go back to the airport, but we're going to scrub that waypoint and continue on. And we should get some pretty cool views of Japan, especially at sunrise. We should get over to Yeosu, hopefully with a little bit of daylight. So here's the airport. We're basically going to fly in over the airport, head on up to Tedden, then Skota, and then following the ILS onto runway 17. I don't have any weather information at the moment, so we'll see how that goes. In fact, on my video I did for the airport, I landed on 35 right, so it'd be quite cool to land on 17, because we didn't do that last time. I guess obviously come off at probably Papa, and then taxi up to stand 1, 2 or 3. We'll take a little look when we get there. Stand voided. What did you do? Edinburgh to Manchester. Okay, that's a good call. That's a nice little route. Had a bit of a hiccup. Your plane glitched. Oh no. You got vectors into Manchester and had progressive taxi. Yeah. And everyone was very nice. There you go. That's the main thing. That's the one thing that I took away from my first flight, actually. Like, even within about 10-15 minutes into it, it was like, yeah, actually everyone is pretty cool and they're just here to help you out, really. We are on VATSIM, although it's the time of day in Japan and South Korea. It's like 5 in the morning, so local time, so I doubt anyone's actually awake to do any ATC. So it'll be Unicom all the way there, but that's okay. We can do that. Right, let's get this plane fired up and we'll get the show on the road. So what have I done? I've done batteries so far and I've turned on the external ground power. So let's arm our emergency lights. Logo on. Let's get that APU started in a minute. We'll do our navs. Let's just check the fuel, because I don't think we're going to need as much fuel as we have on board. Yeah, because it always defaults to 11,339. What do we actually need? 9534. Let's just tell it how many passengers we got on board. 141 today, so that will leave us 129 in economy if we leave the 12 up front where they are. And cargo, we'll do 1598 up front and 1598 in the back. Paying attention to our zero fuel weight of 57.6, and that is exactly what SimBrief thinks we should have, so that's good. No worries, Stanville. See you later, mate. When do you think A35K is dropping the freeware version? Do you mean A350? Not entirely sure what you mean. Don't know. Yeah, I don't know. What or when or whatever, really. What's the weather doing here? I mean, hopefully we get some weather for... There we are. QNH 1007. Yeah, 1007, that's good. Alright, let's go into our FMC. And we'll do our POSINIT. So grab that GPS coordinate and paste it into here. Happy days. Good. Right, let's do our routes. Don't mind me, I was just pasting in my flight plan routes. So we are RJTT. And we are going to RKJY. Company route. Activate, execute. Now let's do our departures. So we're going to be using 16 left on the Ninox 3. Take that, go back to our index. On the way into Yeosu, we're doing ILS 17 Zulu. The Teda 1 Echo, transition at Skota. Nice, that should work. That should work. Let's do perfinite request. In fact, let's get some charts for our departure at Tokyo. Transition altitude 14,000. Bit different to the 6 we normally get back home, isn't it? So let's do perfinite request. That'll make the plane phone home to Simbrief and pop in a load of stuff that I frankly can't be bothered to type. Alrighty, how's the stream looking, guys? Because I'm getting some errors from YouTube. I think they're yelling at me a bit. Never mind. Okay, let's get our departure info all sorted. So we'll use the performance tool. Going to use 16 left. Which gives us a takeoff temperature of 51 degrees for an auto thrust departure. And for takeoff, flaps 5, 141, 143, 147. Happy days. Trim of 5. Excellent. Probably tune Unicom 122.8. Not even sure anyone's around, to be honest. Yeah, looking at the map. Really not much around at the moment, but that's okay. I think we basically got the place to ourselves. Almost preferable. So why have I got an ND working over there but not over here? That's weird. Aha, that's why. So do I need to do my pause on it again? How strange. Okay. Not to worry. So I'd say everything's looking pretty good here. Our legs, let's just check through our legs. Yeah, it wants us to go all the way back, I think. So let's get rid of that. Once we get to, so Seiko, Ninox, then it wants us to go all the way back to HME, which I think is not really where we want to be going, to be honest. Yeah, HME is basically back to the airport, so we're going to do Ninox and straight to KCC. Yeah, that's better. Okay, let's pop this into plan. So PSN, Yeosu, then Tiden. That's looking much better, isn't it? Good. Goody, goody, goody. Okay, so we do 147 plus 15 up here. 62. And we'll get the exact runway heading, which is 158. So what is our initial climb? Need to be above 9,000 and above 13, above 170. Blimey, they want us climbing fairly quick, don't they? Alright, 9 it is. And our cruise is 380, isn't it? Yeah, 380. 380 up here. Jolly good. Okay. Let's get some APU on the go. Alright, APU gen bus we can now turn on. Let's get that yaw dampener on. Let's get the hydraulics on, and we'll do... I hate that. I hate it when that happens. Let's get the window heats on. Very nice. We'll get APU bleed on because we're going to be ready to go soon. Let's get anti-collision light on. Seatbelt lights on because we're going to get ready for a push. How's it looking outside? Yeah, the sun's coming up now. Nice. This should be a nice, pretty flight, I think. Alright. Let's get rid of the ground power unit. Parking brakes are on. So we get rid of wheel chocks. Yeah, so absolutely nothing on VATSIM so far. Hey, Loco, nice to see you, mate. How you doing? Bit of a strange time of day for me to be streaming, I know, but The opportunity presented itself, so I grabbed it with both hands. I'm very aware that I haven't been streaming as much as I would like recently, which is less than ideal. Also, it gives me a chance to try and get my first stream in, my first flight in on New Sky, which then means, hopefully if that goes well, I can create a virtual airline for Airnaut and we can all start flying on that, so it's going to be awesome. So I'm looking forward to that a lot. That's cool. Okay. So I'm going to face... Why hasn't this come on? I don't get why this hasn't come on. The NDs over here are fine. Okay, so that's now aligning. How long is that going to take to align? I flew into Munich the other day, Loco. It confused me, as it always does. Best advice I got with the 737 Loco is basically hold your descent until about 30 feet, and only at 30 feet do the gentlest of flares, like way less than you think you're probably going to need, and then try and reduce your throttles such that they're coming down, they're coming down, they're coming down, and just before or just as you touch down, throttles are at idle. That's helped me a lot. Like a lot. Okay, so that is apparently no longer aligning. Ah, why is it doing that? So weird. Why don't I have a thing? Why is that not working? What have I done? IRS left. Ah. So I haven't got my IRS in here. Put it on ATT and the ref airport also. ATT, okay. So can I just give it nav status, pulse shift, cancel. What if I tell it? Oh, it's okay now. No, it's not. Weird. Okay, go into init. My route in there. On takeoff. What am I missing? I'm missing something, aren't I? What am I missing? Index and MPOS. Yeah. Ah, RAF Airport. Okay, gotcha. So we are at RJTT. Cheers, Loco. I'm glad you're here. We're at gate 60, aren't we? Just double check that. Yeah, we are. 60, then switches both to a line. Then nav. Do I need to wait? Okay, let's try it in nav. Hopefully it works. I mean, it might take a minute, of course, so. Strange. Loco, I don't need to hear that. This all happened because I accidentally put this one into ATT. Can I just turn them off and then on again? Is that an option? Oh, I love it when this stuff happens when you're live. Oodles of fun. Oodles and oodles of fun. Let me check. I think I've got it set to real. Aircraft, equipment. Not even sure I'm in the right page to find this. Whoops. Fast, 30 seconds. I guess I could do instant, just for the sake of trying to fix the problem that we have. Alright, let's turn it all off. Okay, they're both aligning. Why is that one flashing? Okay. FMC, pause. That's better. Now if they both go to nav. So we're back to where we started. The first officer's side is working, but mine isn't. Felix, we've broken the plane, mate. What have we done? So it only wants to give the first officer an aligned IRS. Why is it doing that? Is it doing it? It's really annoying. Hey, there we go. Don't know why that fixed it. Good times. Well. I don't know why that happened. It also means we're going to get a fine on New Sky now because we spent too long. Blimey. Such good fun. Alright, so let's just recap where we are. We've got the APU bleed on, we're running on the APU. I think we're good to go. Let's tell GSX we want to push. Man. What a start to the stream, eh? Oh, you totally should, Felix. Hey, Vert. Yeah, but we're checking out Yeosu. Orbx reached out a few days ago and asked if we wanted to check it out. The scenery's made by Fly2High. So they sorted us out of a copy, which is super cool of them. Okay, so we're going to do nose right, tail left. I'm just going to just shout out on Unicom to let people know what we're doing. Tokyo traffic air knot 432 at stand 60, pushing back and starting, facing north. Wait a minute. What the hell? Why have they dropped the plane? Oh god, it's got to start all over again. This is just like the best stream ever. You doing perf to Heathrow? Madness. What do you do, Vert? Do you just like go to bed or something while it's in cruise and do other stuff, or do you actually sit there? To be honest, Felix, if I was to do a stream now and not go on VATSIM, I would get a mountain of abuse from everyone now that is in chat. So it's almost like I can't not be on VATSIM. It's good though, I kind of like the accountability because it keeps me on my game really. Though I haven't been able to fly as much recently, it's sucked. I'm not very happy about that. Yeah, that is one thing that's been a bit annoying. Life has just been getting in the way like so much recently. So I've been making like other content that I can dip in and out of if I've got like a spare hour or half an hour. Continue pushback. Nose right, tail left. I'm trying, it's a stupid brake bug. Man, this stream is just like not going well today. There you go. Oh. There we go. Right. Okay, packs off. Engine 1 into ground. And we have some N2. Let's give it some fuel. Oh yeah, let's start the flight. Thanks, New Sky. Appreciate you. No, Felix, we haven't done a special. I did want to, and I feel bad that we haven't. But once again, just time and life, and it's just all been busy. And there's not been... I've struggled to find some time where I could just do like a normal 2-hour flight. Never mind like a full-on special, you know? Alright, let's get some fuel in engine 2. Okay, let's get GSX out of the way.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Yeah, that's the thing, Felix. It's like I can only do what I can with what I have. It's a bit annoying, but... what can you do? Alright, so we've got 2 good engine starts, that's good. So, let's take power from the engines. Isolation valve auto, APU bleed off, probe heats on.
Narita traffic, this is F1 2, we're bound 16 right, 71 D in, yeah.
16 right, that's good, we're on 16 left. Jolly good. Yeah, job's cool, Felix, thanks. I gotta be honest, I kind of got my sights set on taking this full time. So the job is fine, but it's like, it's a means to an end. If that makes sense. Alright, so that call out was 16 right, so they're over there, that's fine. We're going to go 16 left via Echo 9, I believe it was. Yeah, Echo 9. And Charlie. Tokyo traffic, Air Knot 432 at stand 60, taxiing to 16 left via Echo 9 and Charlie holding Charlie 12. Charlie 12 being up here. There we go, taxi lights are on. I think we're doing alright, let's turn the lights off, don't need the lights on now, do we? And we'll do rejected takeoff. I didn't take the brakes off on Muppet. I thought I did. Ah, Felix, you need to get back into it, mate. I insist. Yeah, we've got the ATR. In fact, if you head over to our website, airnot.co.uk, go to the liveries page. We've actually got a livery for it. I don't often fly it, though, I'm ashamed to admit. Okay, so... we're going to take the second left. that one taken off, or? Yeah. It's funny, I didn't hear much on Unicom for that. Yeah, it's pretty cool, Vert. You should give it a go. One thing I liked about it was that everything's just that little bit slower, and it gives you a lot more time to just correct things. Whereas in 737, A320, so on and so forth, everything's just a lot quicker. But you've almost got this time to recover that you don't always quite have in the bigger stuff. That's Charlie 9. I'm just going to check where it thinks we are. I think it is this one. Just hold here a minute. Yeah, this is it. This is us. Yeah. Cool. Oh, I really love Tobii Eye Tracker for the ground. I'm going to just cool it here for a minute. Parking brakes on. So, engines into continuous. Got strobes on. The landing lights on. I think we're all good. I think we're all good. Okay. No traffic inbound, that's always good. Tokyo traffic Air 0432, lining up and departing, 16 left. Oh, hello. Little bit of off-roading. Here we go then. Are we all ready? Let's do a turn and burn, shall we? to release that yoke pressure. A little bit of left rudder required.
V1, rotate.
Whoa. Up we go.
Positive rate of climb.
There's a bit of wind there.
Traffic, Victor Quebec Bravo, Sierra Island 20 runway 16, 10 miles, read the traffic.
Tokyo traffic out 432, airborne, 3,000 feet. Let's get those flaps up. Who's that? That's funny. So someone just messaged me saying, I don't know if you realise, but you don't have a flight plan filed. And I thought I'd filed one, but actually it turns out my browser glitched, so it never actually went through.
There's the traffic, Victor Quebec Bravo, Sierra, final runway 16 right, read the traffic.
Need a traffic Air France, 21 EB inbound, 16 right, 20 DME out. Currently going direct waypoint Noma.
Okay, should have taken that rejected takeoff off, but that's okay. Oh, hey Thomas. Actually, the plan is to try it again because I understand there's been some improvements since I last tried it, so I'll be jumping in again in the next. Well, I don't know when, but I'll be jumping in again. There we go. Right, let's get up to 17,000. Basically, over this mountain, I think we need to be at 17,000. Yeah, they definitely iterate quickly, Thomas. You got to give that to them. Like, it's very impressive.
Here's the traffic, right to Quebec Bravo Sierra, vehicles to the runway 16 correcting your easy traffic.
Just getting slightly concerned we're not going to hit our restriction here coming up. If VNAV carries on the way it's going. Yeah, I don't think we are. That'll go against us on New Sky. Never mind. Let's just get 380 in. And we are going into standard pressure at flight level 140. Well, that is a pretty good view. Gotta hand it to him. Right, standard pressure. Only now just realising I didn't actually start streaming to Twitch that I had planned to do tonight, but that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, the airspace is starting to heat up a little bit. Beautiful.
Any traffic, Air France, 281 Heavy, fully steps, localizer 16 right. I live in the EMEA.
How's the stream quality? I feel like it's not great today. I've got a bit of an issue going on with YouTube. Works fine for you. Okay, fine. No, I'm not talking about the stuttering, Felix. I'm thinking more about the actual visual quality, because I'm streaming to YouTube now in 4K. However, before I went live, I changed the latency setting to be low latency, and now it's freaking out because I'm streaming in 4K and it says I can't do that and have low latency on. But it won't let me turn low latency off, so I don't know what to say really. Yeah, you can only set it at 1440p, that's because of my error. But it doesn't look good. Yeah, the delay's gone. So, what do I do? 1440p, or I mean, I could just go back to 1080p. I need a second streaming PC. That's what I need, if we're being completely honest. I can use my old 3070 for that. Yeah, and I think that's probably more important, Felix, is that I'm instantly there as opposed to that delay, because that delay sucked. I never liked that delay at all. But if I have OBS, my streaming software, streaming, and also resizing every frame, that really ruins my GPU. I'm sat here, I'm looking at a 3070 and a 5600X that came out of my old PC. So all I need is a motherboard and a bit of RAM.
Narrated traffic, Air France 281, short final 16 right.
Ah, fuel. Fuel. I've been sent to tanks, running dry. Get sponsored. I do know that one of the guys at my local PC shop is actually an avid flight simmer, so you never know. No, I mean all I need is a motherboard 16 gig of RAM would be enough, so you can probably get that for inside of 50 quid. The expensive bit would be the capture card, because my gaming PC would be outputting 4K, and I want to pass through 4K to my TV, and also capture at 4K, because I know we're talking about streaming at the moment, but if I'm making a video, it'd be nice to have all that in 4K, even if the streams are then resized to 1440 on the fly, to have that raw data, which basically means I need an Elgato 4KX USB capture card, and they're a lot of money. So I don't know. Like and subscribe, I guess. Press the donate button. And Japan looks good out the window, doesn't it? Just wondering if I can mess with something. Could I do this? This could all go horribly wrong, just so you know. Hey, there we go. I could be constantly promoting myself while we look at the map. God, I'm a genius. Not just a pretty face. Yeah, so maybe we go to 1440 on a regular basis then, Felix. That's like reason number 864 to get a streaming PC, isn't it? Right, I'm going to be back in a moment. I'm going to pop into the house, grab a drink. Enjoy the views. Right, I'm back. I also may have stumbled across a rather delicious bottle of Malbec in the kitchen. So naturally, it was opened. Saturday night, innit? It was weird to be streaming at this time of day, but I feel like I really probably should be doing more this time of day. I really do think that. Probably going to take a while to kind of get used to, get everyone else used to that, but so at the moment, Felix, I get Tuesdays and I get Wednesdays off of work. So my natural instinct was, well, I should stream then. But the trouble is, now I'm getting more and more into VATSIM. There's like nothing really. Nothing really online that time of day. You might get a bit of ground, you might get the occasional tower. But if I'm going to be VATSIMing, it's really got to be the evening time. And you could argue right now, yes, okay, we're missing out on a potential opportunity to get VATSIM in Europe, and we're all the way over here when everyone's asleep and nothing's online. But I wanted to do a stream into the airport that Orbx were good enough to give us. Yeah, that's it, Felix. And the other thing is, I don't know if you saw it, but I did a poll on the channel a little while ago, and I basically said to people, what do you want to watch? Like, what do you want me to make? And I gave them some options. Option number one was like edited full flights. So if you imagine like a 20-30 minute video, much like my first VATSIM flight video, where yes, I did a full flight that took significantly longer than the video, but I chopped out all the boring bit in the middle, basically. Option number two was like guides and how-tos, that sort of thing, tutorial-based stuff. Option number three was news, because you get like a lot of flight simmers that do like news videos and stuff. And then option number four was live streams, and I really thought live streams would be the one everyone wanted, and it wasn't. It's like 58-59% wanted cut down full flights. That really surprised me. So, and I think 30-something% wanted tutorials and how-tos, and only 7% wanted a live stream, which is nuts to me. I mean, I thought everyone wanted live streams. That's what I thought. So my plan is, I need to try and basically figure out a way where I can do a live stream, get it recorded, and then chop it up into a video afterwards. So then I'm getting two birds with one stone. I'm just concerned that if I'm doing a stream and in the back of my mind I'm thinking it needs to be done in a certain way so that it works better when I edit it into a video, I don't really want that. I don't want it to take away from the stream. Because otherwise, if you imagine like a Venn diagram, you know, we get like the circles that overlap, and then there's like the little bit in the middle that's like the thing. If you take my audience the people that want a live stream, the people that are able to watch that live stream at that moment in time, quite a small number really. And when I think about the kind of flight sim kind of content creator that I want to be, that I enjoy being, it's the flying. It always comes back to the flying. Like, I love mucking around with computers and stuff, so if like a new gadget or gizmo comes out, is relating to the sim, love it. Love all that. I'll definitely make a video on that all day long. But I can't be making a video every time, like, a new PMDG rumour comes out, or a new little bit of news snippet comes out, and it's like a picture of a tyre of an upcoming airplane, and we all have to freak out because it's a picture of a tyre. Like, I can't bring myself to do that, I'm afraid. I mean, maybe I should. I mean, it's money for old rope. But I don't know. Yeah, makes total sense. But I'm also aware that a lot of people like the streams, and I like to stream. Especially now we're on VATSIM. It's like on our little Discord, we've got a few of us that fly together. I mean, admittedly tonight I didn't tell any of them I was doing this because I only knew I was going to do it about 10 minutes before it happened. So, like, we all get to fly together, and we're going to make a VA on New Sky. So yeah, maybe more evening streams would be the thing to do. Then the days off I can use for like editing. I can take the last live stream and cut it down into a video. So that does actually take quite a bit of time. If I had a couple of them to do, that's basically a day's work. Thumbnails, titles, blah 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 blah. And not to mention the tech channel. Anything on fire up here? Don't think so. Yeah, editing video is hard. It is hard, and that's the other thing as well. Moving to 4K is that my MacBook Air grinds to a halt with 4K. Now, I don't know if I've got something wrong in my video settings, as in the video that OBS produces. If I could get it to produce a more M1 MacBook Air friendly file, I don't know. Maybe I could. We'll see. But yeah, when I think about my overall strategy, everything hinges on the flying, really. Yeah, the live streaming it ticks the box for the live stream. It also then potentially ticks the box for making a long form video out of it. It then also ticks the box for the YouTube shorts that I've been neglecting recently, where you get the landings and you can upload that to Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, blah 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 blah. And that is the thing, Felix, is that the streams don't make any money at the moment. Like, they really don't make any money. It's like a pittance. If you think about YouTube, you get paid by the 1,000. You get paid X amount per 1,000 views. And it's not a lot per 1,000, but if you have 100,000 video, it adds up. But if you're doing a stream that maybe gets 1,000, 2,000 viewers, it's not great. However, you've got to look at the kind of indirect benefits of streaming. You've got channel memberships. Now, live streams are a very, very good way to encourage channel memberships. I would be way more likely to become a member of a streamer than I am just someone that posts videos. So there's that. And also there's the whole donation side, which don't happen often, but when they do, they're really cool, and that really helps. So just keep plugging away, I think, is the way to go. But yeah, I mean, if you can get a video that goes like 30, 40, 50, 60, 70k, that's like, that changes your entire month. Like your entire finances that month, like, ooh, flipping heck, that was worth it. And then you go and do a stream that earns like 40p for like 3 hours of streaming in terms of like ad revenue or something, and it's like, why am I doing this again? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. But obviously you'd need to be pulling in some serious numbers consistently. I mean, the numbers we're doing tonight are pants, really, by my normal standards. But I'm aware that that's because I'm streaming at an unusual time of day. To, you know, a lot of my audience that I've gotten used to streaming in the mornings, they're probably in bed if they're in different time zones, you know. So I feel like I'm going to have to start again, almost like start building it back up if I'm going to move to evenings. But maybe I could do like one daytime. So rather than do all one and none of the other. Are we along? Blimey, we've actually got quite a long way to go. What type of video does the best? Generally, if it's something that's like an add-on that adds realism to the sim, they normally do quite well. If you look at like a lot of the flight sim YouTubers that do like videos, and not videos like I do videos, but you know, like when they're like super cinematic. Look at the titles, most of them almost always put something like insane realism or something. I think that's probably because they know that that's what does it. Yeah, and you're going to run out of stuff. Whereas my adventures on VATSIM is kind of like evergreen. And in a weird way, if I completely mess up, even though I hate it, the video does better. So like this whole idea of being afraid to mess up on VATSIM is almost profitable, which is really weird when you think about it. But if I have a flight that is just completely normal, like standard, uneventful, point A to point B, yay, we landed, thanks for watching, see you next time. bit tricky. Whereas that one in Dublin where I messed up, not on purpose, but I messed up, that was the whole hook for the video. So maybe the idea that every stream needs to be turned into a video isn't the right idea. Maybe you just need to wait for a particularly good flight to come along and then edit that one down afterwards. Yeah, maybe. I mean, if you look at Air Force Proud, have you ever watched him? Like, he doesn't stream, he doesn't, you know, he just does, he'll just pop up with a video, like, every X number of weeks. Like, he doesn't post regularly, but when he does, it's like, yeah, okay, this is going to be pretty good.
With the traffic, United 8250, and on final level 16, right, full stop, please.
Look him up. Look up Air Force Proud. I guess weather could be another thing as well. You know, flying into stormy conditions. People love a good storm, don't they? I think maybe the trick is, Felix, not to overdo it. Again, look at Air Force Proud. Look at his upload schedule. He does not post that often, but when he does, I take notice. Whereas there are some flight sim creators, I won't name names, but it's like every other day. It's like insane realism. Oh my god! Like.
For the traffic, United 8250, full on final level 16, right, window.
Yeah, they'll probably put, "Is this a game?" in the thumbnail, or "real?" question mark, you know, with a massively blown out, oversaturated image. Like, I feel like that kind of content would get annoying after a point. Annoying to make as well. Annoying to make, just get bored. In an ideal world, I would do one flight video per week, with maybe one other video per week, or maybe one or the other. Like, do it sort of like a flight one week, something else the other week, while maintaining to live stream. And of course, we've got to consider the tech channel now, because that went past 1,000 subs the other day, which is awesome. Yeah, it's true, he does.
Radar traffic, United 8250, clear from West 6 right, taxi to run by Alpha. Radar.
Barely caught a word of that. Yeah, I think basically the thing to do is just to not get like completely married to one idea. Because if you just keep doing the same thing and the same thing and the same thing, everyone's going to get bored, both me and the viewer, eventually. So some streams, some videos of full flights, some videos of like gizmos and gadgets and add-ons and this and that and tutorials, like, just have fun with it. You do have to be careful though. You do have to be careful because I did a video of the Chinook from the Miltech. Orbx helped me out with that one, and I felt really bad afterwards because that video just bombed so bad. Almost like just stay in your lane. The audience were not into that. And it was a good video, I think. I watched it back and I thought it was okay, but I guess I've built this whole channel on jets, and then all of a sudden it's like, Chinook. And everyone's like, what? Which I can kind of get, but... No, I mean, there was a time when 900 views, I'd be like really happy, but actually, that was awful. So we're 300 miles-ish until top of descent, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, I think I just wanted to try something different as well, but lesson learned there, I suppose. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And the thing is that I've had basically like 2 or 3 flops, almost in a row, and that came off the back of some really good videos. And there comes, I think you have a run of really good videos, and there's almost like a sense of arrogance that comes with it. Like you think, well, they did good, so the next one will. And it's quite humbling in a way. Like YouTube will kind of slap you in the face and be like, oh no. Like, you didn't just get lucky with those, they were good videos, and these ones are not good videos, so. Yeah, it's a free add-on, Jaffa. You do have to do a little test to activate your account so that you can connect. It's quite basic. You should be alright doing it, I'd imagine, if you just read up for half an hour. Twitch is the other thing, Felix. Twitch, I'm actually streaming on Twitch currently as well. I'm multi-streaming. So maybe there's some value there as well that we can add. Any tips for a first flight on VATSIM? Yeah, maybe do a first wings event. Try to look up where one is. Book yourself a place on it. And basically the whole idea is that the controllers will lay on a route where they'll do full coverage and they know that you're going to be rubbish, basically. Or you can connect to VATSIM in observer mode and park next to somebody, see where they're going and follow them, and just listen out for the radio calls that they receive and think to yourself, what would you say back? Listen to what they say back, and then you know if you were right or not. That's how I started. I did quite a bit of that actually to start with. I also, Felix, didn't I follow you a couple of times as well? Oh no, I've got a spammer in my Twitch chat. I'll just hit that block button. You love Bergen, don't you, Felix? I'm just jotting down some ideas of a schedule. If I could do Tuesday evening. I could do Wednesday morning. When I say morning, I mean like 9:30 till like 3. So that's like the morning and the afternoon. I could do Thursday evening. And maybe do like a Sunday flight, like Sunday evening. So that would be 3 evenings and 1 morning/day. That way, the morning crowd still get a stream. I can do a bit more in the daytime. In the evening time, I mean. It's so much easier if I didn't have to have a job. Transfer your add-ons from Xbox to PC. So I guess all your add-ons are in the marketplace, right? I don't know how that works. Can you just re-download them on PC? Oh, Jake, it's not even close. Like, the PC is so much better. Like, orders of magnitude better. Fly by wire as well, you know. Maybe pick yourself up a Thrustmaster joystick, Jake. Like the Airbus one. That's what I have. That's what I started with. Obviously now it's gotten a little bit out of control if I turn on the cam. So I've got the Airbus stick here. I've got my yoke in the middle. I've got my Airbus throttles over here. But for not a huge amount of money, this stick is an absolute banger. Gives you everything you need to really get going. Gives you a throttle slider, albeit without detents. It gives you rudder control. You can twist the joystick to do your rudder inputs. An X56. Remind me what that is. Is that a Satec? Felix, I've honestly got no idea how you do that. I tried it and I just couldn't. I think my next thing is I'm going to get a 3D printer and I'm going to get a little insert for in here and over here, so I can put in some custom detents for the Boeing. I mean, in time it would be nice to upgrade the stick such that I could get like a heavier kind of stick. Add a bit more realism to the Phoenix. Jaffer, if you're looking for something in particular, or that stick, I don't know what region you're from, but if you go into the description of this video, there should be some affiliate links where I link to every single product that I have. So it should take you straight to that page. Oh, the Phoenix is, yeah, it's tricky. Fly-by-wire is a bit easier to fly, I would say. Oh, you're in the UK. Yeah, fine then. Yeah, I mean, it's basically I'll get a small kickback of anything you buy at no additional cost to you, so obviously don't feel like you have to buy anything for that reason. Only buy it if it's right for you, but it is a way to support the channel. Seems like we're going quite slow today. And we've got a fairly hefty headwind, haven't we? That's probably it. We're swimming. Yeah, I mean, the conversion rate isn't great, Felix, to be honest. It's a bit spiky. But I think once they've clicked it, it sets a cookie or something. So as long as they don't click on anyone else's link prior to yours, I think you still get the credit for a certain period of time. I'm not entirely sure on that though, I'd have to look it up. But like if someone buys a TV or something, that's like, dang. Sidestick and the throttle. Does that include the flap levers, or is that just the throttles alone? I mean, quite often you can just get the stick for like 40 or 50. I have seen it as low as that. And that stick, while all the other stuff is really nice, and I love all my stuff, the stick is really all you need initially. Yeah, stick is 50. There you go. So you're paying nearly 80 for the throttles. And keep in mind that once you get into the air, it goes into autopilot anyway, so you won't touch your throttles for like 98% of your flight, probably. Hey Stanville, nice to see you, mate. I think if I had to choose rudder pedals or a throttle, I'd probably take rudder pedals, because I feel like rudder pedals have made a bigger difference to my flying than the throttles, because I had a little throttle slider on the stick, which, while not the greatest, it did work. The stick does have a throttle lever, yeah it does. It's just kind of at the base of it. I mean, it's not the greatest, it's cheap and cheerful, it's just like a little slider thing. Doesn't have any detents. I mean, you can almost feel like a little notch where it tries to do reverse thrust, but honestly I wouldn't buy it for that reason. Yeah, that's it, Stanville. It's cheap and cheerful. But the stick itself, the rest of it's great. Love it. Like 50 quid, you can't really go too far wrong. It's not like it's 250. That's the kind of level that I would start to really consider like every minute detail of the thing. You know, like the yoke, the Boeing yoke, I mean that's a lot of money, and I carefully considered that for a long time and caved eventually. But yeah, I mean the sticks are cheap enough at 50 quid that when they go cheap and I see them at like 40, I'm almost tempted just to pick up a spare, you know? I think we're nearly leaving the Japanese coast, aren't we? Oh no, we're not. We're going to track down the other side of it. Don't listen to him, Jake. Edinburgh's a great airport to start at, though, isn't it? Yeah, they've got themselves a bit of a reputation, haven't they? Start here on VATSIM. Thinking about it, my first flight from Gatwick to Manchester may have been slightly ill-advised. How you doing, Wheels? Scottish control can be a bit harsh, can they? I don't know. I found them to be okay. I'll tell you where I did have a great time on VATSIM, and that was Australia. They're a good bunch. We were super lucky because we were doing a stream with Orbx had released Gold Coast Airport. So we were doing a stream from Melbourne to Gold Coast, and one of the controllers at Melbourne kind of said on the frequency, he was like, why are you all going to Gold Coast? Like, what's, because there's like me and there's a load of others that were following along. And the controller was like, what's going on? Is there an event? Like, what? And so I jumped on, I was like, oh yeah, sorry, that's me. Doing a stream, and yeah, people flying along. So yeah, it's amazing. As we kind of left Melbourne and would have gone on to Unicom, he basically kept one step ahead of us and just kept opening up frequencies along our route. So we had like ATC the whole way. Super cool of him. Hello, Simon. Funny time of day for me, this, isn't it? Not a particularly long one, this, Wheels. I think it's, well, I've been streaming for 2 hours on the dot, so, but then about 45 of that was on the ground because we had an issue with our IRS. Oh yeah, Stanville, you're right. Well, not the livery as such. It was the fact that they saw in my remarks that I put my call sign is air not, so immediately they were just like, air not. And actually in Scotland I've had a few problems with that, but I think there was slightly more to it, because in my remarks on VATSIM I would put call sign air not, so I jumped on the frequency and I was like, air not, I don't know, 125 at stand whatever, requesting this, that and the other, and then they were like, who? And I was like, oh. So I just said like X-ray November No, I said X-Ray Alpha November because we used to go by X-Ray Alpha November. However, that then started causing some problems. And the main one is that everyone thought we were a cargo operator. So we kept coming up. If I was flying and you went onto map.vatsim.net and clicked on me, if I was flying as X-Ray Alpha November, it would come up as Southjet Cargo. And me and a couple of others in the Discord were like just trying to figure out what is Southjet Cargo, and we couldn't see anything that really married up until somebody figured out it was actually the airline from a fictional airline from Snakes on a Plane. Do you remember that movie? I think it was like Samuel L. Jackson was in it. And it's that. And somebody has obviously got a database entry somewhere in some kind of database that VATSIM pulls stuff from. So I guess they would see X-Ray Alpha November Southjet Cargo and I would say Air Not, and they'd be like, what? So it's super confusing. And obviously because we were coming up as Southjet Cargo, every time myself or other people in the Discord that they would like want to fly along or just do their own flights when I wasn't live as Air Not, as X-Ray Alpha November, they kept saying to me, we keep getting sent to cargo gates and we don't know why. And I was like, yeah, I don't know why either. So we've changed the code from X-Ray Alpha November to X-Ray November Oscar. And then for cargo ops, it will be X-Ray Tango Charlie. Both of those, we can't find a trace of anyone else using it anywhere, so I think that's probably the best we can do. I did ask on the VATSIM forums, and I had one of the like board of governors come back, so basically we can kind of take what they say as like with some authority. And they were saying that there isn't actually any restrictions on what call signs you can use. Because I was coming at it from the point of view of, is there like a database somewhere that I can type stuff into and see if anyone else is using it so I don't inadvertently tread on anyone else's toes. Imagine if someone else has got a virtual airline under their own name and I start appearing as Air Not using their call sign. Yeah, I could imagine that would anger them a little bit, which would be fair enough. But they actually said no, there's no like pre-reserved call signs, just use what you want. And they gave me some links to check out that can give you a pretty good idea if anyone else is using it before you go ahead and use it. So that's kind of where we are, really. And the flight we're doing now is my first flight I'm logging on New Sky. So hopefully once I've got that under my belt, the option to create a VA on New Sky will light up. And we can get a proper VA on the go. And we can all fly along like this. Sorry, Jake, I missed what you were saying there. Saw the video of your first VATSIM flight. How much prep did you put into that flight? So I did a lot of flights in observer mode prior to doing it. But on the actual day, I decided I was going to do it at around 2 PM. And I was in the air by 4 PM, landed by 6. Or 5, I should say. Yeah, that's basically all it is, Stanville. It's just a livery and a call sign. So right now in VATSIM, I'm X-Ray November Oscar 432, whatever it is. Yeah, I'd say there's probably about, if you're new to it, Jaffa, I'd say probably, oh, I don't know, half an hour to an hour, depending on how quick you are. Obviously, if you hit problems, then that's going to... But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting a VA set up. Be good fun. Alright, so we're basically heading out to sea at this point, aren't we? And the next land we see will be South Korea. There goes Japan. So Simon, had you done a lot of VATSIM before like the last couple of months, or? Oh, Bevy's here. Look out. How you doing, Bevy? Yeah, it's a funny time of day for me to be streaming, Bevy. Sorry if I confused you. Basically, what happened was my wife decided to put the tent up in the garden just to see how it would go, if it would fit, how easy it is to put up, because it's a new tent, so on and so forth. One thing led to another, and now her and the kids are sleeping in the garden, so I was like, right, I'm doing a stream then. See you later. So here I am. Okay, so you're probably not a million miles away from me then, Simon. Like, I feel like I've done a lot of flights on VATSIM, but so much of it has just been on Unicom. Because when I fly in the mornings, there's nothing online anyway, so it's just basically, it kind of just serves as like a multiplayer network for the guys that want to fly along. And it's great for that. And occasionally you get a little bit of tower and a little bit of ground, depending on where you are. But beyond that, yeah, like daytime VATSIMing, there's not a huge amount on. You'll be lucky, Bevy. I gotta be honest, it was my intent to do a long haul for 10k, but the last month or so has just been so rubbish, like with life and work, and everything's just gotten in the way of the channel, and I really hate that it has. It really bugs me. Every time I think about it, I get angry, like, but there's nothing I can do except for take fragments of time like tonight and make use of them. So it is a shame, and I'm not happy about it, but I don't know what else to do. And it's a shame because like January and February we had like really good months. They were good months for the channel. In every measurable way, they were just, it was good. And in March it's just been an absolute trash can fire, really. Any tips for nerves on VATSIM? If you're unsure, just ask. If you ask politely and calmly, I think everyone will be fine with you. And just apologise if you don't know. Say apologies, I'm unsure what I'm supposed to be doing, or I'm unsure what it is you're asking me to do. I mean, that's probably the best thing I ever learnt, and I wish I learnt it sooner in life. By just saying, I don't know. I remember like when I was 17 or 18, 19, I thought I knew everything. I thought I had to know everything. It wasn't until like much later that I realised that it's okay just to be like, I don't know. And actually people respect that. Bevy. No, they won't. Right, top of descent. Look at this headwind. Oh my god. 100 miles. Easy peasy. Do we have any... For whatever reason... Yeah, look, there's no meta. So I don't know if that's something going on with the sim or what, really. I noticed when I was flying in the other day, there was just like literally no weather. Like no wind. So I don't know if it's like a regional thing. Yeah, I think you're gonna like this airport. If you haven't seen the video on the channel already, just I kind of feel like a really good formula for a good pay-where airport that isn't like one of your local airports that you fly in and out of day in, day out. It's having a really good quality airport in a really cool area. And I think that's kind of what this airport is. Check it out. I mean, I've got a pinned comment. If you click the link, it'll take you through to the page and you can see it for yourself. And obviously we'll be there soon anyway, but yeah, it's a really cool area. There's certain parts of the sim where like just the landscape is amazing, but the airports, the default ones, they suck. And that's kind of what's going on here. Hey Norwegian, how you doing? Well, when I say early morning, I mean early morning as in where we're flying in the sim. Because when we left Tokyo, it was sunrise. Yeah, it's night time for me too. Yes, I suppose it's actually Sunday for you now, Bevy, right? Be sure to hit that like button, by the way, guys. It really helps the channel and the stream. I really appreciate it. Costs you nothing. So, let's have a quick look at our approach. So we are here, making our way across the sea. Then we go to PSN. Then head on down, and you can see just by this like land formation, you know it's going to be pretty spectacular. Then when we get to, here's the airport. When we get over the airport, we'll head on up to Tedan, however you want to say it. Over to Skota, Agouti, and then in we come on final. And if it all goes wrong, we come out and hold it sooner. That's the little plan. Nice place in the world to fly to. I feel like if I'm not careful, I'm just going to be stuck over here constantly. You know? I'm going to pick up some things in the AnyBuild sale as well. I was thinking to get in Ibiza, because I do like flying into there, and the default one's a bit lacking. Stansted, because I thought the free version off of flightsim.to wasn't that good. There was one taxiway where I felt like I was on a rally course. And what else was I going to get? Maybe Heathrow? I feel like I'm afraid of Heathrow, and I don't know why. I always go Gatwick. I feel like Gatwick's like, I've said it before, but I feel like Gatwick is kind of like our spiritual home on the sim for Airnaut. But I feel like Heathrow wouldn't be a bad idea. And what was the other one I was going to get? Obviously I know they've just released Luton. That would probably make the most sense for the channel actually, to get Luton and then make a video out of it, but no, good for you, Adam. Have you looked at Say Intentions? That's another one. I think basically Say Intentions and Beyond ATC are going to have to fight it out. I mean, there is a lot of thing, you know, like you say, Wheels, what you're saying about where you fly. There's a lot of local knowledge that you pick up. And you almost feel a bit hesitant to fly somewhere where you don't have that local knowledge. Like Gatwick now, I feel like if you just like name a taxiway, I can picture where it is. Like I know it. I know that airport very well. So when the controller says, you know, Juliet, Sierra, Quebec Alpha, I know exactly where I'm going. Heathrow, I don't know that at all. Dublin, I made a mess the last time I was there, and I feel scared to go back, if I'm honest. Yeah, you're right, Stanville, but Madrid, I think, is quite complex. Any builds do Dublin, Simon, do they? I've got Dublin, but I don't think it was the AnyBuilds one. I mean, I think I bought it from the AnyBuilds store, but I don't think AnyBuilds made it. Was it the... Who did make it? Was it MK something? Oh yeah, I bet it's spectacular up that way. Up in Norway. I did some videos a little while ago from Orbx, Scandinavian triple pack. It's just amazing. Like, again, much like this really, like we're flying into a really gorgeous area of the world, but the default airport just totally lets it down. And that's what this Payware airport does. It does a really lovely job of making a nice area of the sim actually decent to fly into. And it felt like it was the same thing with that Scandinavian triple pack. Like there were some amazing airports in that. 3 airports, just the default ones. It's almost like, what on earth? But now all of a sudden it's like you would actually want to fly to those places. Like I'm looking forward to flying back there soon, you know. Possible then, Simon, that we've got the same one. I know that when I made that giant mistake in Dublin, I made a video out of it, and the controller actually emailed me afterwards that was there that night and explained what I did wrong. He was like super cool about it, like really helpful. He recommended the scenery. .46 miles, top of descent. Yeah, so basically just after we turn. That's fine. Let's request a wind data, that might change things. Oh yeah, I had that, Simon. I remember I did a stream one night, and yeah, we got closer and closer and closer, and it was like, quite late at night, and I don't think we could quite see. I was like, guys, where's the tarmac? We ended up landing anyway, but yeah, I didn't anticipate that being a problem, but it obviously was. So, can we see South Korea? Yes, we can. There it is. Yeah, my mistake. I got confused because they have like links in the taxiways, and I got really confused. I can probably show you actually on here. I wonder if it's still like it or whether it's been fixed. So I landed 28 left, and then I jumped off Sierra 5, I think, or 6, whatever, doesn't matter. Then the instruction was Sierra, then hold short, Whiskey 1, I think. No, yeah. Whiskey 1, hold short runway 3416. So I held short at Whiskey 1, yeah, there. Then I got permission to cross the runway. Then it was, then they said Hotel 1, cross link 4, or something. Yeah, so this has been changed. This has been changed. Oh, no, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. Yeah, so I heard link 4. And I was looking at this, like, as you see it now, this is what I was looking at. So I heard, like, Hotel 1, link 4. So I thought, along here, left, then right. But what the controller actually wanted me to do was cross link 4. Now, this whole island here is link 4. Which I didn't realise. So the controller wanted me to go straight across and then to like stand, I don't know, 125, 124. Instead I tried to go left with the intention of then turning right, but that would have put me right in the way of an oncoming plane. There was a plane here that was just starting to taxi. But obviously not realising that link 4 was kind of like an island here. I just figured I had to head for this little badge up here. Not fully understanding what a link was, I think. That's okay, you live and you learn. What are you going to do, eh? And that's kind of what puts me off going to Heathrow, because I think they've got a similar kind of thing. We have a quick look. Like, Gatwick is actually, for a busy airport, in my mind, it's actually kind of simple. I'm lost. Where am I? Yeah. There's not too much to get too confused about, really. You know, if you start up here, Quebec Alpha, Lima, Papa, or Lima, Sierra, Juliet, depending on which end you go into. Whereas Heathrow, I just feel a little bit apprehensive about even going near it. I mean, look at that. You know? So I don't know, if we were to start, say, here, stand 323. So I guess we'd obviously push back, go Golf. And then out onto Foxtrot or Echo. I don't know, I suppose it's not so bad when you start looking at it. Yeah, like here, like link 57, link 56. What's that all about? You see, at Dublin, I thought this whole island was a link, but now that's a link and that's a link, so we've got two links, whereas I would have thought that would all be one link. got snapper and rabbit and dingo and cobra. Like, what's... I don't get it. I'm confused already. And it's here that HS5. What's HS5? That's clearly something, right? Like a high-speed exit. HS, is that what it means? But why is this purple? Link 23. I think I just basically need to get a better understanding of what a link is. So link 23. Yeah, I guess I'm just unsure like what a link actually is. Yeah, default Heathrow is not the best. And that's also another thing I wanted to pick up from the Indie Build store was Heathrow, Stansted, Leeds Bradford and Ibiza. That'd be about like 40 odd quid, which in the sale, it's not so bad. Hotspot, okay, cool. Thanks, Stephen. So what does that mean exactly? Just that it's like a... what do they mean by that? Obviously it's a busy area, but is there more to it than that? But yeah, I mean it's like a little city, isn't it? Maybe I should get the Heathrow scenery. Then it's kind of motivation to actually do it. I got a funny feeling, Simon, even like the default premium flight sim version of Heathrow isn't the greatest. I'm sure some people said there were like taxiway issues. I'm fairly certain there's one bit where there's just like a giant lump as you get onto the runway. Oh, is that the wind changing on us? Hey, Jake's in the chat on Twitch. Don't understand how you put the route into the aircraft. So when you're flying on PC, the best thing you can do is get yourself a SimBrief account. Make a flight plan in SimBrief. And then start flying planes that can link directly into SimBrief. It depends what plane you're flying in terms of specific instructions. I did do a tutorial for the A320 Neo from Fly-by-Wire on the channel, so you can always check back and have a look on that. Do I have Navigraph? So you don't actually need a Navigraph account. We need an account, you don't need a subscription. So to use SimBrief, you can do that for free. Simon, it sounds like we're in such a similar place on so many things. Like literally all your messages, it's like you're living in my head. Yeah, maybe it's not so good on Xbox, Jake. Do you see what I mean when I said it was a nice part of the world? Yeah, I think what I'd probably do, Simon, with Heathrow, would be maybe just park up at a gate one night and just listen. Just tune in the frequency and just listen. 'Cause I feel like you pick up so much, almost like through osmosis, just like soaking it all up, you know. Oh, Jake, you're talking about the First Wings event. Right, let's look at some charts. So we're transitioning again at flight level 140. And we don't have a METAR, do we? What does the sim think it is? Guess we give it the equivalent of 29902. Whereas if we go and look at, say, RJTT. Yeah. We've actually got a Meta 1007. Standard pressure it is. Not sure, Jake. You'd have to check. If you go onto the website, I think they'll tell you when they are, and you can book into one. Alright, we're going to need a speed intervention pretty sharpish, aren't we? Figure I'd just do it myself, just in case the plane decides not to, given that we're on New Sky. Yeah, we're going to do auto brake 3 for our landing. Look at that. 10,000 feet approaching, 250 knots. Bang on. Speeding ticket avoided. Jolly good. We need to be above 5,000 at Skota. Happy days. Next stream, Jake, will most likely be either Tuesday or Wednesday. Take it easy, mate. Cheers. Where's that airport? We just gone over it. Yeah, there it is down there. That's the airport. Alright, yoke cam at the ready. Oh, I didn't put my lights on. At 10,000 feet, that's going to be annoying. That'll be a fine. Immersion ruined, I know, tell me about it. Never mind. Hey, what's up, Frug? I know, this late. It's a bit of a weird time for me, isn't it? Gonna hopefully be doing a bit more later streams. Just basically trying to... Obviously now it doesn't count so much, but I'm just basically trying to stream a bit more when VATSIM's going to be online. It is 11:05 here in the UK. So we're going to get a tailwind landing, we are, aren't we? For whatever reason, I couldn't get a METAR for this airport. That's okay. Just need to give it a little bit more flair, won't we? Yeah, big thanks to Orbx for hooking us up with this one. Very cool. Very cool indeed. I say, just like look out the window, you see what an amazing part of the world it is. It's just like, it's so cool to have nice airports in places like this. Because quite often you get places like this, but the airports actually suck, like the default ones. It is beautiful, isn't it? And it's nice now that the airport kind of stands up against it, as opposed to the default mess that was there before. Yeah, there's a link in the pinned comment and the description if you're interested. I don't make any money from it, you know. At that. But if you are interested, it lets Orbx know that I sent you, which will maybe encourage them to keep letting us have cool airports to check out on the channel. I don't know. I feel a little bit naive to it already. Alright, let's get that speed down. 207. Let's just go 200. Okay, 111.5. Have it. And the course is 166. Oh, it's already done it. just set our flaps 30. Get some gear down. Oops, not yet. Need to kill that speed.
2500.
Okay, so lights check, engine's continuous, auto brake set to 3, gear is down, and we're just sorting out our flaps and stuff. It'll be nearly time for me to take over. Alrighty. Oh man, I've almost got cramp in my leg. That's not good.
1000.
Okay, my plane. Probably should have done that before I took control. Alright, come on, let's get yourself lined up.
400.
I'm a bit high, aren't we? Right, we can bring it back.
300. 200.
Look at the hill.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Not bad, 274 feet per minute. I'll take that. Alright, you have to go down to the end here. We made it. We made it. I mean, maybe I should have done some call outs, but looking at the map, there was like literally nothing online. There's no one around us for miles, so. And then up here is the terminal building. Yeah, you've really got to watch this runway because like the whole thing is on a big hill, kind of both ways really, regardless of which one you land on. So while it, you start hearing like 100 or 200, 100, then it's very, very quickly like 50, 40, 30, 20, and then as you're kind of flying into that hill. Engines out continuous. We'll go and take a look at this terminal. I'll show you around once we get parked up. I mean, it's in the video that we made on the channel, but it doesn't hurt to have another look. Get that APU on while we think about it. Let's go for stand number 1, seeing as we've got the place to ourselves. Yeah, they've done a very nice job of this. Not sure what that flickering's about on that number 1 and number 2 there. Maybe that'll get fixed in a patch, or it could be DLSS doing weird things, I suppose. Right, how's that parking? Not bad. Not bad. Okay. Parking brake on. Power from the APU. Let's turn those engines off. Right, let's fire up the old controller. Yes, keep default. I hate it when it does that. I wish it wouldn't do that. Go and have a little look around. Here we go. So here's the main terminal building. Obviously we flew in... I need to speed up my camera. Sorry. My rotation speed is too slow. There we go. So obviously we flew in on runway 17, which is all the way back there. The other video I did on the channel about this, we flew in on runway 35. So you got the tower over there, you got a nice car park down there. And I think there's even a train. Yeah, there it is. Obviously you've got some road infrastructure that's kind of modelled. Again, this is all like completely flat on the default scenery, whereas like, yeah, you can see that, see the banana of a runway that we've got over there. There's a great looking terminal building though. Got some ground transport down here. Whoop. Let's jump in here. Got the desks where you check in. Then upstairs, I sort of fly out here to give you a bit of context as to where we are. Kind of jump into the terminal, like the gate area. They've done a lovely job with it. We've got the tower up here. Oop, there we go. That's better. We're in the roof then. But yeah, I think all in all, my overall feeling is that, you know, the quality of the airport, yeah, you can't grumble at it at all. I mean, look at the quality of this building, this terminal building. It looks fantastic. And of course, at night, if we flick it to night time, there we go. Look, it looks fantastic at night. The way it all lights up. Looks absolutely brilliant. But I think, yeah, the thing that struck me with this, and it was the same with the Scandinavian triple pack, was just that this is an incredible part of the world to be sort of simming in. But the default airports just don't really cut it. I mean, like, you sort of put it to this time of day and start looking around. I mean, look at that. I mean, come on. That just looks so good. And to have decent quality airports like this in areas like this, that's like, yeah, that's where it makes total sense. So it's really good of Orbx to reach out on this one. I do always enjoy hearing from them. Gives us a new place to fly, which is always fun. What's all this down here? I didn't actually check out this stuff on the video so much. Can we go inside? Probably not. Oh, okay, we can. Obviously there's not much in there though. About up here. Okay, maybe not. But yeah, quite an interesting area. Because we've got, like I say, you've got Japan, you've got China, you've got Seoul, all within striking distance of this place, so it's quite a nice one to have on the books. And yeah, like, look at that. Just look at the overall area that we're in, and all of a sudden it all makes sense. So there's a link in the pinned comment. There's a link in the description if you want to learn a little bit more. But again, like, don't stress. I don't earn any money out of this. Orbx aren't paying me to say any of this. So it's only if you want to. It just lets them know that I sent you. That's all it does. But that's been a fun flight. I'm glad we did tonight. I really am glad we flew tonight, because it is something I want to do a bit more of. Oh, look at that view. Definitely something I want to do a bit more of, especially now we're doing a lot more on VATSIM, especially in Europe. It's basically at night time it all comes to life, so need to be streaming a bit more this time of day. Not to say we're going to ditch the morning slot. I'm going to work on a schedule where hopefully I can get the best of everything, so that's kind of where we'll hopefully land. No pun intended. But until next time, most likely going to be Tuesday, I would have thought, at this rate. And then from Thursday, I'm actually going on holiday until the middle of next week. So the channel will be quite quiet. So we're going to do, we'll do some streams Tuesday, Wednesday, hopefully. And then Thursday, I'll be gone. In fact, we should probably do the flight I'm going to take to go on holiday. We'll go to Rhodes. I'm going to Rhodes. So maybe we can do a flight from the UK to Rhodes. Maybe even do a return. That'd be cool. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling because I'm very aware that I am. Thank you all very much indeed for flying, well, not flying along, but watching along. And until next time, take the very best care of yourselves. And I'll see you on the next stream. Take care. Bye-bye.